For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.
Sometimes you do have to sit there and go the entire bus, trolley, Amtrak, and the goddamn bird scooter route. Yes, you got to. Because if I would have tried to jump to it in the beginning, we would never be able to reveal exactly who Alex is. Every time I ask Alex a question, he diverts and deflects onto something else. I peeped it, but a lot of times it's like, Alex, no matter where you run, no matter where you go, Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? I'm on you, boy. I'm on you, boy. You can't run from it. Hey, listen, you tell me how you want to be brought down. I ain't got to tell you. I want the white men to tell me how they want to be brought down.
That's right.
Because I want them to acknowledge that it's inevitable and there's no damn way around it.
That's right.
So, for those of you that have made it this far in the video, we appreciate your patience, but we understand that it was necessary. What you got? Mark 8. Is John 8?
Yeah.
Bring it out.
It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And you shall know the truth.
And we shall know the what?
And you shall know the truth.
And ye shall know the truth. Alex came up. He asked us, what is this all about? We want to establish truth. Don't you guys feel like truth is important, guys?
Yes.
These are your girls behind you, right? Yes, do you want them to lie to you or you want them to tell you the truth? Women, tell these men how ugly they really are. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth, man. All right? Horrible. God. Read it again from the top.
John 8 and 32. And you shall know the truth.
And you shall know the truth. Again, that's what we stand on here. We stand on the truth. And if you understand what the truth is, of course, Alex says, but that's a whole topic of conversation that's going to take so long. Sure. But if you keep disrupting and deflecting and dancing around it, then you're going to make the route a whole lot longer. Because I could have got to the point long damn time ago.
That's right.
He went on this whole long drawn out soliloquy about what? How you can't talk to people like this because he's up here on some pompous, arrogant position that he's doing us a favor. He's acting like he's doing us a favor. He doesn't understand that our channel has over 2 million views.
That's right.
But he tells us that this type of information needs to be broadcasted on every social media site, and we're already doing it. And when I say over 2 million views, that is just the San Diego channel. Not to mention over 10 million views on our main channel. Not to mention over 10 million views on Deacon's channel. We have multiple channels across multiple platforms where we're getting astronomical numbers. Again, according to the statistics, this is the fastest growing movement known to date.
Good.
All praises to the Most High for that.
That's right.
I like to expose white arrogance, and it doesn't make us weak to sit here and listen so that they can point it out. I no longer choose to do that. I don't want to tell you what white people do. I'm going to show you what they do. I don't want to continue to say the white man did this and the white man. I'm going to point out and show you how the white man will tell you themselves in their rhetoric, in their argument, and in their defense for justice. Because it's justice for them, it's protection for them, and it's service for them, not for all. That's why when I brought out, I said, how are you going to criticize the police when the police are doing the very thing that they were created to do? To keep black slaves in line.
That's right.
That is what the police department was created for. So how do we then turn around and act surprised that they're doing the very thing that they were created to do, and then we say, oh, we need to change that? No. Trying to change the police, trying to change the government, is trying to turn a whore into a housewife.
That's right.
Put the camera in. You got to get an amen? You got an amen? So you understand. No one can sit here and act like this stuff is this stuff is not true. And we see how much it burns people up. Now I'm gonna tell you this. We didn't really use the scriptures so much, but we used the principles. We used the oracles of the Most High God to establish a foundation and a principle or a premise of justice. And when we discuss from there, people get hot and bothered. Give me, finish that, and then you give me Jeremiah 5:14, if you can. Bring it out. Finish it out from the top.
John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Psalms 119, 147. Because Alex didn't know this, but like I said, if he would just kind of sit there and STFU, then we could have got to the point. Listen, he stabbed himself when he says, why do we want to talk about the past? What about the future? I tell him why we're bringing up the past, and it still wasn't enough. I walked him from Egypt to 2024 in less than 60 seconds on my Nicolas Cage shit. And he was out of here. He was out of here. Because I told him everything about the past is going to dictate how the future is going to go. Because the past shows you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And guess what? You have been under the punishments of God according to the history and according to the past. So our future, Lord willing, should look like those blessings and those promises that the Most High made unto us. Right? And according to those blessings and according to those promises, it is the deliverance of you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians out of this God-forsaken place, America. Psalms 119, 142. Like I said, Alex, it's John 8:32 says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. But sister, what is the truth? We got to see what the truth is. Go ahead.
Book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
The righteousness of God is everlasting. Go ahead.
And thy law is the truth.
And our law is the truth. Why do we believe in who the world calls Jesus Christ, real name Yahushua? It's because the law tells us. Why do we believe in the prophecies? Because the law tells us. These prophecies are contained in the laws of God. Right. So if we are going to be made free by the truth, then we have to understand and know what the truth is, and that is our law, statutes, and commandments, which is going to make us free. What's going on, sir? Okay, he didn't want nothing. Hold that. Jeremiah 5. Read.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, because ye speak this word.
Because we speak this word, because we operate in the realm of the law and the testimonies of God, because we speak and because we stand on this word. Read.
Behold, I will make my words in thy mouth.
We have to understand that first. When we stand on the principles of the law, when we stand on the principles of the truth, which is everlasting righteousness for the Most High God, he will put his words in our mouth. And in our mouth, the words of God shall be what?
Fire.
They shall be what?
Fire.
It's going to be fire. And read.
And this people wood.
And the people who you dispense this fire unto, they're going to be like wood. Read.
And it shall devour them.
And it's going to devour them.
That's right.
And we clearly see Alex being fervently burned up through the spirit and power of the Most High God, Abanawa Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua.
That's right.
Get your point.
Ecclesiastes 3:15.
Oh,
that which hath been is now.
Hey, bro, can you give me water?
And that which is to be hath already been.
That which hath been is now. He says, well, what about the future? That which hath already been is now. And that which is to be in the future, it has already been. And you know what is to be in the future that has already happened? The love, mercy, and compassion of the Most High God. Not of Alex.
Bring it out.
And you know what the love, mercy, and the compassion of the Most High God is? It's deliverance out of oppression. It's deliverance out of Egypt. It's deliverance out of Babylon. All praise to the Most High. Go ahead.
And Yahweh requireth that which is past.
That which have been is now. That which is to be have already been. And the Most High most certainly requires that which is past. Give me Proverbs 11:21. Because think about it. They keep pushing this idea. Well, what about all of us? Why do they want to tell about the past? This stuff is to divide us. We want to bring everyone together. Right? Right, Gunther? No, Brad? Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand joined in hand,
They keep trying to bring everybody together. The Lord requires that which is past because they think everybody coming together means that we can possibly avoid the inevitable of them being brought down and so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians being brought back up or risen up. But here's the thing, because I brought it out to them. I said, don't you know if America actually offered equal opportunity, that we'd see a lot of white inferiority and a lot of black superiority? He goes, I mean, from food to culture to music to fashion, all the influence of, exactly, but look where we're at. Because if we actually had equal opportunity, you see how you guys need us to make this whole world go round. And it ain't just white people that need us. The Asian man need us. The East Indian man need us, or the Persian man need us. The African man need us. The Arab man needs us. Because guess what? These are all of the people that even got their portion of any type of power, any type of presence among the seat of the elites by doing what? By enslaving so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. That's how they got it. But now they want to join everybody together for the possibility that the inevitable of them having to pay for what they did will be taken off of the table. But though hand joined in hand, read,
the wicked shall not be unpunished.
it doesn't matter how much you bring us together. The Lord requires that which is past, and he will not at all acquit the wicked. All praises to the Most High. You got something else?
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
But the seed of the righteous are the ones that's going to be delivered. That's right. So just because you join hands with us, hey, come back and get a flyer real quick. Somebody give him a flyer. Somebody give him a flyer. I got a flyer for you real quick. Hold on.
Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
No matter how much you try to bring us together, the wicked shall not be punished. Read.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
The seed. That's why it's important that we talk about the past, because we have to gain a clear-cut understanding as to who the seed of these people are in today's times. Oh, you're going to lose people when you start being religious. No, I'm not. Just tell me, Alex, that I'm going to lose you. Stop trying to speak for other people, but then when I want you to speak for other people, you don't want to speak for other people. Make your mind up. Sirach 27. Before our people just take our word for who we say the so-called white man is, before you take my word, just sit back and watch them. All I ask my people to do is to clear your mind as to whatever it is you thought they were. Whatever it is you've ever heard that they were, good or bad, just wipe it clean and start from ground zero and just observe these people. And then tell me what you think. From an adult, from a matured and evolved, from an adolescent mindset. Tell me about what you think about these people. And guess what? Don't be afraid to use our videos as a reference. Because, hey, listen, I didn't curse at them. I didn't curse at them. Side by side. Yeah, my boy is right. Yeah. He from the tribe of Levi, man. Okay. Don't ever be afraid to use our videos as a reference, right? The point that I'm making is what we're going to read in Sirach the 27th chapter is, just don't give them credit before you actually hear them speak. That's my point. Don't go off of what they're trying to do for you to make you comfortable in captivity. They might give you a couple dollars. They might even give you a loan. They might sell a house to you. They might rent an apartment to you, right? Knowing you don't qualify. They'll come through and look out, but it's only to keep you complacent here. We're not sitting here. Our premise and our foundation is not that white people have never given us anything. That's not our position. Nobody is saying that. Our position is what they have given us does not match what they have taken from us. That's right. Not even close. The man just tried to tell me that according to the numbers that we could compare the Holocaust to the Black American slavery. that they were equal. Are you kidding me? What's so crazy is he brings up Kanye West. How do you compare it? How do you compare the two? But in the current state and in the current day, we have one people that own the biggest and the biggest bank in America. A Jewish man owns it, and look what they did to the Negro man. But we know for sure, you go look it up, the damn CEO of Chase Bank is a Jewish man. And they have the power and the authority to kick somebody like Kanye West out, actually known as Ye. They have that power, but we've went through the same thing. See, here's the thing. I like this. Remember, we're going to read this in Sirach 27. Read that. Because it's a point that I'm going to make, right? I like to listen to them speak first, because no matter where they go, they're going to kick themselves in the behind. They're going to put their foot in their mouth. What do I mean by that? Because if you start with the premise to say, oh, it's similar or it's equal, the type of treatment that you guys got, right? But then they're trying to turn the American whore into a housewife, which is what? Trying to say, like, hey, you know what they're going to say? Well, the Jewish man did it. The Jewish man faced the similar things that you did, yet they were able to overcome. And you know, and listen, I don't have a problem with that premise. You want to know why? Because all I'm trying to do is get you to speak what's in your vile, vile heart. Because when you make a statement like that, you can't act like you don't already have a perspective as to why you feel like blacks are not doing the same, how they are not achieving the same, though they have, according to them, though they face the same treatment, though they face the same levels of adversity, the same level of oppression, and they were able to overcome. Okay, cool. If that's your principle, I'm going to go with it. Bring it out. What do you feel like has prevented and has interfered or impeded on the progression and the upliftment and betterment of so-called black people? Of course, he's going to say, it hasn't, because you have a lot of black successful people. Right, but it still doesn't even compare to the Jewish man who makes up of a lesser population and that has been here for less time. As a collective, that is. So what is it that they did? Again, Shasha, remember we were talking about Venn diagrams? Now remember we were talking about Venn diagrams? Point out the differences of what they did versus what blacks are doing or are not doing. And then point out the things that we both have opportunity to do to achieve the same outcome. That's all we do. I just want them to actually answer the question. Actually walk me down the hallway to the actual promised land. Sirach 27, start from the top.
Chapter 27, verse 1. Many have sinned for a small matter.
Many have sinned for a small matter. And you know where a lot of those sins that are committed for small matters are happening? Right here in America. All right? Our people are out here. What it says, for by me, get that in Proverbs 7:26. Let's talk about this whore of America that's trying to be turned into a housewife. Let's talk about this whore of America and what it does to men. Read. It says, many have sinned for a small matter. You want to know why? Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 26. For by means of a whorish woman.
We're talking about that whorish woman here. And there is no bigger whore in the world than America. Okay? For by means of this whorish woman, go ahead.
A man is brought to a piece of bread.
A man is brought to a piece of bread. Because according to that whoredom, we are out here willing to sacrifice our lives and our souls for something so small, for something so insignificant, for something so carnal and so vain. By means of a whorish woman. You keep trying to follow after that whorish woman, it says you're going to be brought down to a piece of bread. You're going to be brought down to nothing. Go ahead.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
And that's what this country is promoting for our people, especially us as a nation of people being the wife of the Most High God. That adulteress will hunt for the precious life. And that's the whole idea that even keeps our people invested and involved into this place, to keep us pushing for this better, more precious life. Because we can't see ourselves, it has never been instilled into ourselves that we can have anything more than what the opportunities given to us by the whore. That's what the purpose of us being out here for is. And again, Alex, according to your misunderstanding, you feel like we're out here preaching to you, and we're really not. We're preaching through you. That's the difference. You didn't even understand and realize that you were a prop. You are a mechanism. You are a tool for me to get my message to my people. Because all I'm asking my people to do is, don't take my word for it, take their word for it. It's just my job to bring their word out. Get that back in Sirach 27. Go ahead.
Sirach 27, starting from the top. Many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away.
That adultery is seeking for a better life, right? When you're seeking for abundance, you turn your eye away from the many sins that are committed for insignificant and small matters. Go ahead.
Verse 2. As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stones.
As a nail sticks fast between the jointings, right? As you try to seal and cleave something together as nails do, read.
So doth sin stick close between buying and selling.
So does sin stick close between buying and selling. And guess what? That's what you call the free enterprise of America. So it's funny when he brings up all of the black success in this place. I was going to literally tell him, at what cost? At the cost of what? Of us sinning for many small matters, turning a blind eye to all the wickedness that's going on. Through the what? Through the enterprise of buying and selling. Buying low, selling high. Capitalism. By exercising and operating within the realm of capitalism is how we have put ourselves in many small sinful matters and made that the foundation and principle of life rather than something more powerful and more substantial, like the truth that's going to make us free, which is the everlasting righteousness of God through his law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Read.
Verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord.
Unless a man stands diligently on the faith and the fear of the Most High God, which is the beginning of wisdom. And we need wisdom, right? Why? Because wisdom is going to be the stability of the times that we're in, and it's going to give us the strength we need to achieve salvation. But it's only through the fear of the Most High God and a willing and diligent spirit of that man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Unless a man hold himself diligently in fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown.
Your house is going to soon be overthrown. And we don't want that for any black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. We are the children of Israel, and we need to establish our faith in who the world calls Jesus Christ, real name Yahushua, and his Father, for us to be delivered out of the place that we've been raped, robbed, murdered, and oppressed in for hundreds of years.
That's right.
Keep reading.
As when one sifteth through the sieve, the refuse remaineth.
As when you sift through a sieve, it says the refuge remain, the filth, right? We want to separate the righteous from the wicked, the wheat from the tare, the sheep from the goats. We want to take forth the precious from the vile. Jeremiah 15:19.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 19.
Bring it up.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, if thou return, then will I bring thee again.
What do we need to return to? Right? To return means that we were once there. Who was once there? The children of Israel were once there with the Lord. That's what we need to be returning to God. If you black, Hispanic, and Native Indians who are the true children of Israel, if you return back to the Most High God, read.
And thou shalt stand before me, and if thou take forth the precious from the vile.
When we're returning to God, we'll stand before him. And if we take forth the precious from amongst the vile, read.
Thou shalt be as my mouth.
The Lord says that we will take on and be as his mouth, which is why his words will then be in our mouth as fire. And the people shall be wood. Read.
Let them return unto thee.
Make sure that we're bringing people unto us, that we're taking forth and bringing forth the precious from the vile. We don't want to be the precious to then return unto the vile. Read.
But return not thou unto them.
And when you read it in the NLT, or I believe it's the NIV, another translation, it says, make sure that you influence them and that they don't influence you, because you have to stand firm and steadfast and be diligent through the fear of the Lord. You understand? That's the foundation as a principle. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And again, that wisdom is going to be the stability and strength of the times that we're living in. That's why, that's our principle. That's why we can have the conversation with whoever about whatever, and they will always be consumed and burned up. Go back to that in Sirach 27. Go ahead. As when you sift, right, in a sieve and the refuge remains, the filth is left. That's what we're trying to separate. That's what we're pointing out in the principles and the concepts and the ideas that our oppressor has given us. Which ultimately what they're really telling us is that just be patient. We haven't found a cure yet. Okay? We recognize the cancer, but we haven't found a cure yet. And if we haven't found a cure yet, then it just means that a whole bunch more conversation needs to be had. And you know where they do this a lot? They do it in the legal world, right? They sit here and they make sure that, oh man, look, listen, and then Satan was in the midst. As soon as Alex walks by, he now got to go and get into the black woman's ear and start trying to criticize and talk about how we are. Hey, real quick, what happened? What happened with the sister? What was she on?
She asked for a flyer. I'm explaining what we're doing. Tried to bring her over. She said, I don't want to be on camera. So I called Yash over, let her flyer. But she just kept chopping.
What, like, she don't like it?
No, she just wouldn't listen to the words.
She don't believe in the Bible?
She kept giving her Christian answers.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Whatever. We want to separate the filth. We want to take forth the vile from amongst our precious individuals that's going to usher in this salvation through the Spirit and power of the Most High and His Son. Go ahead.
The refuse remaineth, so the filth of man in his talk.
So is the filth of man. As when you sift in the sieve and the filth remains, so is the filth of a man in his talk. That's why I like talking. I like talking. I have hundreds of hours of people that can go through and filter through the things that I say and just point out where you're finding the filth. Because we're being as completely transparent, candid, and as honest as possible, right? Beautiful black couple. Y'all understand and know? Y'all ever heard that y'all are Israelites? Y'all ever understood or heard that y'all are part of God's chosen people? Right? According to actual history and prophecy of the Bible. The filth of a man is in his speech. You see how much I like talking, and you see how much these people don't like talking when I start engaging in conversation with them. It's only a matter of time. And he kept trying to brag. I'm still standing here, look, because I'm tough-skinned, because I'm rare. But I don't want to be preached to, because I don't want to talk about the past, because I don't want to sit up here and be corrected about black people selling other black people, because I don't have an answer as to who's black and who's not black, because I don't have an answer as to why I refer to this symbol on my shirt as the Star of David. I don't have any of that, but I'm still standing here because I'm so tough. Even though I said I will never make a statement where I don't have information currently and presently in front of me to be able to present it so that I don't misspeak. Then he tried to accuse me of twisting his words. It's on camera, man. I'm offended that you would say that there are only black Alex, I never said that. And you know I didn't never say that, man. The filth of a man is in his speech. That's why the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart shall a man speak. And you'll find out everything you need to know about him. Read.
Verse 5. The furnace proveth the potter's vessels.
The furnace will prove the potter's vessel. Go Go ahead. Proving it meaning test the integrity of it. Test what metals is actually made of. The furnace will do that. The heat will do that. The fire will do that. And when we speak this word and it becomes fire in our mouth, the true unique people, the true tough-skinned people, the true faithful and righteous witnesses of the Most High God are the ones that's going to be able to withstand and to be able to tolerate this heat, because it's only going to make them shine.
God.
It's only going to cleanse them, purge them, and make them shine. But for the people who are filthy, it's going to burn them up. And Alex was definitely one of them when we demonstrated that today. Go ahead.
The furnace proveth the potter's vessels, so the trial of man is in his reasoning.
So is the trial of man in his reasoning. It gives me goosebumps every time I hear that verse. Especially when we bring it out right after we recognize how weak a man's reasoning was. How weak a white man's reasoning was. How weak every white man's reasoning is. And again, remember, don't take my word for that. Allow me to demonstrate that with every so-called white man that we're going to sit up here and talk to. And again, that's not to belittle them or to be prejudiced. I'm telling you that none of them are willing and ready to take the position that they have to pay for what their forefathers and ancestors did, and they're never going to voluntarily give that answer. It's just not going to happen. Go ahead. Or they're not going to do it in an honest way, because even when we go back, y'all can go back, check the video out. When the two Lutheran or Protestant white girls came up, and she was like, I got an idea. Why don't you guys just enslave us like we enslaved you, and then we'll be even? Cool. But she says, and then I want to help you. I said, check you out. You're just like the damn heathen. And oh man. But she says, and then you're gonna let me go, right? No. See what I'm saying? There's always gotta be a twist to it. You don't get pardoning. You don't get the pardoning. You don't get the exoneration. You don't get the pass. You have to eat the roll like we did. Go ahead.
Verse 6. The fruit declareth if the tree have been dressed.
The fruit will declare if the tree has been dressed. And what is a man's fruit? Is the things that he does. A man shall be known by his fruit, by his work, by his productivity. And Alex up here, listen, Alex comes up and sees a bunch of black dudes, give him a whole bunch of underhanded compliments, and then try to put himself in a position like he's going to guide and direct us because he's some sort of marketing guru to tell us how to get our message out. Listening to people like you, Alex, is where we've messed up from day one.
All right.
We're good, Alex. With or without your critique, without your advice, without your instruction. That you don't even take yourself. Ain't that wild? He sat there and told me all the ways that you got to speak to people, yet he gets to walk up and just keep lying and making false statements, and he doesn't want anybody to establish the fact of the matter and the truth after they've already told you that that's what they stand on. You're not a good communicator, and also, Alex, you're not even a good listener, and quite frankly, flat out, you are a liar.
That's right.
Bring it out.
The fruit declareth that the tree have been dressed. So is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man.
So is the utterance of a conceit in the heart or in the mind of a man, right? Unless you should be wise in your own conceits. See what I'm saying? And that's all that they are. And the way that we figure that out, we start getting them to talk. This is the reason why. And watch this. Even our oppressors know that. That's why when you commit a crime, they isolate you from everybody, and they do their best to keep you away from that damn lawyer so that they can get you to speak so you can damn tell on yourself. That was it?
Verse 7. Your point that you made earlier.
Bring it out.
Verse 7. Praise no man before thou hearest him speak.
Do not praise any man before you hear him speak. Go ahead.
For this is the trial of men.
For this is the trial of man, right? It's in his speech. And again, I simply make a small request that you don't just take my word for it. Allow me to demonstrate and prove it to you as best as I can. Why? Because they're never going to actually give me a full conversation. They're going to get themselves involved. They're going to realize how hot it is, and then they got to find a way to escape and get out. The fiery furnace, not of the affliction that comes from the Lord, but from the word of the Most High God, and how it devours those who are weak, beggarly, and carnal, and they have no spiritual aspect to themselves. And with that, I yield.
For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.